Deji, let me put this to our listeners. You don't have perspective as to what you need to do to get somewhere if you have not told yourself where you are trying to get to. Do you know that too few people actually, you know, articulate their dreams? I thought I was wrong about this until the more I spoke with people and I asked them, oh, what exactly are you trying to do? If I ask those pointed questions, the less I heard clear articulation about what you are trying to do. What are you trying to achieve? Uh, Today is 3rd of December. My goal for next year, for instance, Deji, is to achieve 17.5 billion naira, which is over $10 million next year, but maybe let's say $12 million. That's my target for next year. This year, we closed with about 11 billion naira, thereabout, you understand? So if you ask me, I want to achieve 17 billion. What do I need to do today to achieve 17 billion? I know some things that I cannot proceed from this year into next year with. Because if I do, we will not achieve that. So part of the things we did early days was identify, okay, where do I want to get to? So let's say I wanted to grow from 150 to 250 million. That gave me an indication of, okay, these things are the gaps to achieve that. Because a gap is not in isolation. It is in relation to something, right? In relation to. So if I am behind in class and I want to get a first class, I'm thinking, what do I need to do? What grades do I need to get between now and my final semester to get a first class, right? So that's exactly how it works. So you identify the gaps. So we identify gaps in internal control. We identify gaps at that time in procurement. I knew that as a company that was big on, sales, trading, retail distribution, we needed to have a solid procurement department that was doing their job. So we started putting that in place. We also identified culture gaps. So I put that in place. I'll tell you one thing I did that's very important that could help the listeners. I came into a culture that I, found very funny. I was coming in from consulting where we were very intense, very bullish, very aggressive about work. You could come in, back in the days in consulting on a regular work day, and you were told in the office that, hey, you're going to Abuja today. Go back home, pick a bag, and dash off. In fact, at a time, we had to keep a travel bag around in your car because you could be told you are going anywhere at any time. It doesn't have to be Abuja. It can be you're going to what you call it now, Enugu, and you're going that evening. They've booked your flight without your permission. You understand what I mean? So that culture of work, I came into skills at the time, and people would close at 4 o'clock because they went to catch a train, and their offer letter says 5 o'clock. So I was like, what? It seemed like a ministry, I mean, forgive my shooting darts at it, but it seemed like, some civil service work. And I found that very strange. So I didn't push anybody, but what I started to do was I will be at work. I'll keep grinding when people leave. And when they leave, week 1, week 2, after a while, when I give them work and I tell them you need to deliver this today, they understand that they need to stay back a bit to deliver it. And then the culture gradually became that of pushing ourselves. Nothing significant was ever built casually. You understand? So that culture needed to shift. So those are the gaps we identified. We identified culture gaps. I personally reviewed our then HR manual, and I built the first robust HR manual that we were using when I joined. And it wasn't because I was a HR expert. I consulted with colleagues because it was a small firm. We didn't have all the different roles and expertise in place. And that's one of the beauties of growing a business. You've also worked in growing firms. You've seen that, demand to be multiple things, to wear multiple hats. And so that was the culture I ingrained. Today, when I'm trying to hire, I'm looking for people who are entrepreneurially minded. I don't want people who think my job is to move this box from A to B. Anything outside that, don't call me. I want people who are thinking, how do I solve problems? How do we collectively deal with things? So we built that understanding and we kept growing, putting processes in place, putting structures in place, introducing departments that we focused on hiring. We hired a lot of the people that I met when I joined the firm. Within 3 years had left the firm. And it wasn't because I pushed anybody out. The culture we're building was too tough for some people to work with. So they wanted out, and I was okay with it. But as we got the opportunity to replace with people that had certain types of culture. And I can tell you that some of the best things that happened to SKLD, in my 12 years has been getting solid people who have, literally imbibed the vision in the way I imbibe it. And I've carried that vision and pushed limits. We had a head of sales who joined about 3 years or 2 years after I joined and really understood the assignment, scaled the business, with that same passion that I had. We had a head of retail who also joined the business down the stretch and has carried on the spirit of the business in a way that ownership was 100%. I mean, these two people I mentioned right now have left the firm, but I can tell you that our relationship is still so solid because we had the same mentality about work.